Among every world, among every timeline, among everything you can imagine in different worlds, people are there to guide you. Guide you through stories, guide you through timelines. Welcome to the Blue Mask What If channel. Hello, my beautiful audience, and welcome back to my channel. If you can hear echo it's because I have moved to another room and it's bigger, like 2 times bigger than my old room. I got new stuff, new things, and I'm loving it. I got a bigger place, bigger room. I'm enjoying it in here. So if you can hear the echo, I will fix that in a couple of days, couple of months. I'll try to build something. But anyways, so yeah, echo, I've moved to a new room, bigger, so you can probably hear my voice twice over, I don't know. Anyways, so we're going into the next part. So, we're going into a next part, then we're going in next video, by the way. It's gonna be a one-shot story of My Hero Academia, but a different kind of. It's a sort of... I really enjoy the places where vigilante heroes and just villains can come and just be one thing. So it's gonna be like that, and different sort of things gonna happen in the story. So hope you guys will enjoy, and let's begin. Oh yeah, that little map you saw was the depths of Tears of the Kingdom. I just show you where Izuku and Zelda is in the story right now. And when I describe, the image will come up again, where they are now, when they are gonna be. Now, let's begin. We see Zelda and Izuku standing in the depths, looking around and seeing this world under Hyrule. It's dark, yes, but they can see light. They can see around them. It's not dark. Some places are, but they can still see. Both of them gets confused, but they didn't know how they could explain it. They've never heard of this. The depths. They have never heard of it. They have seen cover holes in the road and around Hyrule, but they still didn't understand why, except now. Izuku looked at Zelda to ask if she knew, but before she could answer, she hears a beeping noise. She turned around to the side to see a pouch or a bag. A bag. How do I describe the bag? The bag looks like the Hasu. The Korok that has the shaker. The big Korok with the shakers. What the fuck? It's that kind of bag she has. She went towards it, and Zelda turns it in front of her and looks in one of the side, pulling out a Sheikah slate. Well, the Tears of the Kingdom one. The Sheikah slate that has been going down the bloodline of the royal family for generations. Information was locked, but maps was maps was allowed. Pictures were taken. It's the only thing they could. But now, when they're in the depths, Zelda unlocked the depths map. Because it was unlocked in the Tears of the Kingdom and the Light Rules has been activated for 3,000 years by now. They didn't have to, check everything out. It's not gonna be a fast quest of everything like Tears of the Kingdom, because Link has already activated the routes. Nothing can deactivate it. So it stayed on. Isuku and Zelda looked at it. It's like Hyrule, but they can see there's part of this map that they cannot even go to. Some of them is just locked. When Zelda looks at the map, she goes to the overworld map. And looks at it. And she noticed that the walls of the depths on the map is the same where rivers are. It seems that the rivers are walls down here. Huh. Do you think the previous hero unlocked this map? I can say yes, I think so. But there's no way we can get out of here with the teleporter. I heard it was broken a long time ago. Really? Yeah. The scientists broke it by accident, and now they couldn't teleport. So, yeah, we had to walk this whole time. Well, that sucks, but we're stuck down here, right? Is there any way out? No. What I can see is this was the only way down. I think when they tried to block this one, they did, but some odd reason the hole fell down. Isuku looked around and saw, yeah, she was kind of right. They see stones around the area. Wait, I just forgot. Did I describe how they even got down there safely? If I don't, quick thing. Isuku's robot left hand has a grapple hook. His hand is a grapple hook. So his hand latch onto the ceiling and slowly put them down. On the ground. Or he grappled the wall and put them down little by little. Anyways, they looked around and see, there is stones that is refined and things, but it has fallen down a long time ago. But no one goes to Korok Forest a lot, so no one noticed. It seems we are stuck, right? Or somewhere else out. Zelda looked at the map and just shook her head. Nowhere out. I think the previous hero teleported out of here. But unluckily, we can't. So, we need to find a place to stay. I guess there's monster down here. There's not a lot on the surface world, but here there may be more. Yes. I think we have to go to under the Sora domain. Really? Why? She zooms in on the Sora's domain area, well, under it. She zooms in at the Sora's domain. It seems there is a building there. Maybe we can go over there and check it out. Maybe we can set up camp there. You might be right. You might be right about that. And there's water. It doesn't seem there's a lot of it. And I can see over there where I can see that, well, at the Death Mountain there is lava. Yeah, I don't think we can handle that. And I don't think we need to. Sora's domain is the safest bet by now. Is the safest bet. There are some places where there is water, but that will probably take weeks. This will probably take some days or hours. It sucks that we have to do this. Sorry about that. It sucks we have to do this. There's no other way. I know. I'll do that later. So, which way? Zelda pulled off the map and looked around to see where they should go. This way. Keep the Master Sword out. Keep the Master Sword and did I forgot. Did they? Yeah, I think I did. So, Izuku also had the Hylian shield. By now, to explain that. Izuku and Zelda start walking. It took around 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, they hear some noises. Izuku crouched down near a rock and told her to be quiet. Looking around, he sees monsters, bokoblins, Tears of the Kingdom enemies down in the deep depths where mining places were. You can probably guess what I'm talking about. Izuku sees it and yeah, there is some camp and settlements down here of monsters. Now they have confirmed that. He looked at them and sees they have some weapons as well. But right now, Izuku and Zelda can't fight them. There's a Izuku turns around to Zelda. There's some monsters over there, but we can't take them. We don't have the right materials or anything. Are you sure? I'm sure. Zelda looked around and looked at the monsters, immediately saying, "Yep, you're right. Never gonna do something stupid. So we have to go around, right?" "Yes, follow me." Izuku makes a circle, goes around the camp. But after 2 minutes, a monster from the camp spotted them. The monster screamed out and the other monster saw them. Izuku just standing there says, "Shit!" and pulls out the Master Sword and the Hylian shield. He stands in front of Zelda, protecting her from monsters. Immediately, I think the little pig monsters, the small enemies. I'm not gonna describe their color because that's stupid. It's one of the bokoblins attacks Izuku. It jumps up. The monster jumps up and hits it with the shield with its weapon. Izuku immediately deflected it and just cuts it down in the chest, cutting it in half. Immediately, another one came over, but Isuku immediately just points the immediately just turns around and just stabs it in the chest where its heart is. He turns to the next one but gets hit in the shoulder, sends it back a little bit, but immediately recovers and goes up, taking its sword and goes in front. The monster jumps up, but Isugu ducks under it and cuts it in half. The bigger long-nosed one immediately strikes with its heavier weapons down towards Isugu. Isugu blocks it but gets thrown near the camp. He stands up, but an arrow almost hits his head. He turns around towards it. Towards the monster on the arrow tower, but sees that Zelda didn't just stand by, but was at the tower's ladder and grabs the bokoblin down to the ground. The bokoblin that was on the tower goes down to the ground and breaks its neck, disappearing with it, the arrows and the bow that was left behind. The bow is the normal monster bow that was there. The normal monster bow that they get in the thing. Zelda picks it up and picks up some arrows. She sees the monster has a quiver that she immediately just takes and put around her on her shoulder and took out arrows. Isugu gets distracted by this, but Zelda immediately shot an arrow into a goblin's head. Immediately, Isugu when she killed the monster, immediately went over to her to protect her. But there's only that big monster left. Isugu rushed forward to, fight it. The monster pulled out the weapon and was about to hit Isugu, but gets hit in the eye by an arrow. Isugu immediately cuts at the leg and actually cuts it off. The monster limbs fell down to the ground, and Zelda immediately came up and shot it in the head, killing it, defeating the whole entire monster camp. Isugu pants a little because, one thing, he is a good swordsman. Note about that, but he hasn't used the shield a lot. So he's still getting used to it. He looks over to Zelda and, gets up and immediately goes over to Zelda, seeing if she's alright, okay, if she was fine. But he just hears, I'm fine, don't worry. I didn't get hurt. Yeah, I know. But I was just worried about you. Yeah, you were worried about me. I know. Luckily, I did wanted to be a hero. You've told me that a long time. I know. So I took up being an archer, right? Oh, almost forgot you did that. I never seen you train, though. Yeah, mostly train when you were out training with your sword. Alright, makes sense. Do they? Isugu looks at the monster parts that was around them. Do you think we should collect the monster parts? Of course. When we get up, we can properly sell them. They are valuable. Yeah, you're probably right. Both of them went over and picks up the monster parts, putting it in Zelda's bag. That is the infinite bag Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, like those bags, and puts it. They just put it in Zelda's bag. Izuku walks over to the camp, checking if they got them all. And luckily, he did. They did. He searched around to find out if they got something. And he found 3 boxes. He wondered, could they have more supplies down here? It didn't seem like they have some. Izuku yelled to Zelda, "Hey Zelda, can you bring one of the monster's gloves? Why do you need that? I am just gonna open these boxes. I'm not gonna use the Master Sword." Zelda just nods her head and picks one up, going over to where Izuku is. Handing the weapon, Izuku grabbing the handle and swung it as hard as he could. When the box opened, some plants fell out, but they didn't seem edible. Also some... I have to remember what they dropped. And some arrows drops out as well. Zelda say, "Ooh, more arrows," and picks them up and puts it in the quiver she has put around her waist on the back. Izuku looked at her and looked at the quiver. "So, you're gonna make it your own?" For now, it's the only thing I got." Well, okay. So, we got a little bit, so we're to the Source Domain area. She looked at the map and looked at where she pinged a thing where it can tell us how long it will take. It will take around a day. We were near Sora's domain. We are near the Sora's domain. Luckily for us. So we just have to go there. Hope we don't run into more monsters. Zelda, you goddamn jinxed us. I know. Fine, let's go. Hope you can hold on to that jinx. God damn it. When Izuku and Zelda walked away, they noticed some places has these small dark parts, but it didn't seem like they were overall the place. Izuku asked Zelda about them. She explained that is the remnant of the Demon King that was here in the underworld, the depths, for a long time. Now he was killed 3,000 years ago. She thinks that he was killed 3,000 years ago, so the remnant of it will die out little by little. She thinks there is still a lot of it in the depths, but you can't find it. You can't find small pit after 5 minutes of walking. But it's not everywhere. Izuku nods at this and both of them start walking forward. After a day of walking, take breaks and getting some of the food they had packed that could really last them a couple of days, They arrive at the entrance. Luckily, they evaded a sludge monster that was down in a circle area. They really didn't want to fight like one of them. Izuku grappled up to the edge of, well, the hole that leads into this, where the building was. He reaches down with his grapple arm and Zelda grabs onto it. Izuku pulls it up and grabs her with the right arm. She blushes a little bit but smiles and says, "Thank you." Both of them walks into the tunnels, and when they get into the area of the source domain, they can see, yeah, this is a place where some people have been. Izuku looks around. This area has a sort of furnace area. A furnace area with a chimney where water is remaining at. They also see some plants growing in this place. They also see that there have been people here before, but the cloths and everything has been faded over these 3,000 years. But the building looks like you can fix it up, like you can sleep there. Izuku, drops down and grabs Zelda in a brighter style when she jumps down into his arms. He puts it down and both of them walks into the domain area. They looks around. There is not a lot of things here. They can see a tree sort of house here. It has been diminished a lot, but it still can be fixed up. Luckily for that. They see some material, some bike, and this weird ass statue. The statue was just there at the furnace area and over at a platform with some materials. Izuku looked at Zelda as saying with his eyes, "Do you know about this?" Zelda just shook her head like, "No, I don't know about this." Izuku turned around and walks over to the statue at the furnace. He crouches down and looks at the thing, looking side to side. When he taps it a few times, it didn't react. He thinks that it's broken when he hears a beeping noise and looks back. It was glowing with energy now, and the thing immediately just popped out into this oval. You know what a sewer butt is. If you don't, please look it up, because I don't know how to explain the head. But it's a normal sewer butt. Look that up and you'll get the picture of what I'm talking about. So I don't have to explain it. It's really detailed. But the green android thing, statue thing, immediately came to life with this green energy. Izuku immediately just went on his ass and just backed a little up. Zelda immediately went over to him and picked him up immediately. The steward looked at them and immediately spoke Hylian. Hello, and welcome to the ancient mines. Wait, are they called mines? I've totally fucking forgot. Give me a. Alright, it says, welcome to the abandoned. The name of the mine they're in. The abandoned name mine. Izuku looked at Zelda like, it can fucking speak Hylian? She's just, what the fuck should I know? I've never seen this shit before. Izuku looks back at it and just says, you speak Hylian. Steward's just not. Yes, I can speak Hylian. May I ask, how did you get down here? I've specifically known that the Princess Zelda and the hero Link has covered the holes to the depths so no one can die. Izuku and Zelda just looked at each other and looked back at the steward. Well, it's because that we found a way down here, and the closest thing to a structure was here. I see. Well, I am Stewardbot 25. I'm Stewardbot 205. How may I assist you? Can you explain more about this place and what this is about? Yes, I can explain the depths. The depths is the underground of Hyrule. You can say the underworld. Deep cliff that's go down to the cliffs above, ravines that's at Hyrule. The ravines at Hyrule is the mountains of the death. The mountains of the of Hyrule is the cliffs and is deep holes in the depths. You can survive down. You may find a way back up. It's hard to survive down here. Izuku looks at Zelda and looks back. Problem with that? I think if we go back up, we might be killed. I don't understand. You see, there's this guy that manipulated the king after I got... Steward looks at the Master Sword. It seems that the previous hero has been laid to rest. You might be the next one. I know that, but we got stuck down here after we had to escape the royal guards, and we have nowhere to get up, and the teleporter is broken. That is gonna be problematic. The previous hero uses the teleporter to teleport up to, up to Hyrule. If you don't have the teleporter, you are stuck down here until you can figure out how to get up to Hyrule. May I ask something? You must be the new Zelda. Am I correct? Yes, I am. But can we survive down here for long? The death has been... I haven't known. But it seems here is the most properly you can survive. There is water, clean drinking water. There is fish, and there is a place to plant plants. There is a place to plant some seeds here to grow some plants. I can confirm that. Alright, so we can survive here. By the way, what the hell are you even? We didn't get that. I am a Sonai Stewardbot. I am an ancient tech from 10,000 years ago. But how many since the hero and the previous princess? 3,000 years. 30,000 years. I can detect that my friend over there has I can see my friend has not survived. But I have to go back to my job. Okay. Thank you for the help, though. You are welcome, hero. I'm no hero. Never mind. The store-bot went over to the furnace and activated it. Isugu looked at Zelda and asked, "So, what now?" I'm gonna take a break quick. So, alright, so there's gonna be some segments here because I don't want to explain a lot of things here because I know where this is going, but I will explain after every 6 months in the story. There's gonna be 4 6 months time skip. I don't know how long they're gonna be, but they're gonna be when one comes, there's gonna be another time skip. 6 months. Now, so yeah, 6 months has passed since Isuku and Zelda fell down into the depths. Both of them had a couple of close calls being down in the depths with monsters, but they have figured out some things that is down there. For one, there's platforms around over every place in the depths. Is there a platform with sonite devices? When they asked, oh shit, what the fuck did I call him? Stewarbot 325? Let's just call him 25. When they asked 25 about the platforms, they said he said that is to how they can move around. They asked how they could do that. He said that he can give their Sheikah Slate a ability to connect items. He went over and touched the Sheikah Slate when Zelda pulled it out that day, and he gave the one I'm talking about. When they put a vehicle together, they immediately rode around, trying to figure out more about the depths. They figured out there's these huge platforms where monsters is. They've only found one, the sludge monster, but they are trying to go around a little more. They have explored a lot of the depths, even near the Hyrule Castle, where that should be. But they haven't explored a lot longer. No, wait, that is. After they went over to where the Hyrule Castle is, they found a, place. They didn't know where it was, so they went back. They explored some more, but went back to 25. When they went back, because that took 2 days to arrive there, or 3 days to go back. Yeah, they explore a lot of the depths. When they asked what the hell that was, he said, you found the grave. You found the hero's tomb. The hero's tomb was built after what I was built 10 years after the defeat of the Demon King. Both the princess, the Queen Zelda, and the King Link, the former hero, decided to have their grave built down here. But I got shut off before they lay to rest. I have no clue how to get in or out. I never saw it finish. Both of them was surprised by this and explored more. They went back after some few days of resupplying there because the devs is human and doesn't get cold. The plants grew a lot. What Deku had, well, Seda had in her pouch or bag. They explored the hero's tomb. There was pictures shown, art and everything, shown what had happened. The hero's peril, when the hero fell and the princess has to seal herself for 100 years, night waking up and doing a task around Hyrule, defeating the divine beast that has disappeared somehow 30,000 years ago. Well, 3,000 years ago. When the hero was cursed to the princess falling back in time, to the hero losing his arm, defeating the demon king. You know I'm talking. There is art of the prince. You know what I mean. It's the story of the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. The defeat of the demon king, or the demon dragon. Demon dragon? What's that? The real name? I've told. Yeah, that's the real name actually. So, Demon King's defeat there. When they run was through the pictures of the room, they went into a weird place. But when light shone down and shone up was a light root that shined down to the room, they saw armor upon armor upon armor. Different armor. Sword armor, heat resistant, desert armor, everything. And in front of all of these armor on one side was the hero's tunic. The old hero tunic of the previous hero. Standing in front, the two version, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. He walked over to look at the costume. Look at the clothes. He admired the artwork and everything. He saw it and loved it. But he knew he couldn't fit the clothes. He's a little bit bigger than the previous hero. He looked behind him to see where Zelda was looking. She sees a different type of clothes. Well, female variant. There was some sort of armor. And different sort heat resistant desert clothes and other things. But he saw an old dress from 10,000 years ago. He recognized it on the old princess. The prayer clothes, I think. And in front was the princess's tunic. Both version of it. Well, it's the same version, right? I think it is. The same version of it. In front. He saw Zelda looking at it. He walked over and stood beside her. It's your ancestors' clothes, right? Yes, it is. It's so magnificent and beautiful. So this is their tomb. We should probably not disturb this. I don't think we need to take their clothes when we're down here. Yeah, we don't need to go down. We don't need to go near Death Mountain area, right? Oh, definitely not. We don't have a purpose there. Izuku looks up to see more clothes of the hero side. He see old champion's tunic and everything. He looks at it and asks Zelda the question. Do you think those tunic up above is old hero's tunics? She looked up and looked at it. I think so. There's a story about the first ever hero. He said he came from the sky with the blood of the goddess, with the first ever Zelda, wearing a green tunic. That there's the royal knight or knights from the era. The knight wears. And it's been tradition for the hero, except the last one, to wear a green tunic. It's kind of weird though. It is, but it's honorable, right? Yes, it is. So do you think that door leads to where the graves are? I do think so. When they went over to the door at the end of the room, they pushed the door open, and they see, nothing. Sorry about that, someone just came into my room and I had to stop recording. Isuku and Zelda went into this hallway where they can see some torches lining on the wall. When they walked through, they stepped on something. Both of them looked down like, shit, it's a trap. But the torches just lit up with red light, one by one, going down the hallway. Both of them looked at each other and walked forward, one step at a time. After a minute of walking, they went into this room. It was beautiful in a way. White walls were surrounding this round room. It went up to the roof of to the ceiling, where they can see star patterns on the roof. They looked up and seeing the star patterns, they could see around 8-10 figures. When they went into the room, they immediately see a figure with stars in it that looks like a young woman with a blue dress, with a dress that goes down to the floor, with a tiara. It's hard to say. In her hair, looking down with her eyes closed. Beside her, on the left side of when they walked in, it's a tall woman with bushy hair on her side. You can see a sword and a shield on her back. She's tall with a Garuda look to her. Beside her is a Goron. Goron with a big burly mustache. With a big mustache and huge I think they have eyebrows on his face. Beside him is a female figure. But this is a Sora figure with a spear. And Goron had a big sword on his back. We see a female Sora with a small female Sora with a spear standing there with a beautiful architecture of how she looks. Beside her was a the bird well, you know what I'm talking about. I just forgotten their name. I don't hear the name a lot, so yeah. But you know that one. On the left side of the princess looking star, you know what I'm talking about, is a shorter looking Garuda with two swords on her back, with a short haircut instead of long bushy hair. Beside her is another Gorok with a belt around her. Well, no, the Garuda had this earring with a shape like a tear. Q-shaped item. Next to her, you see a Gorok. Not having this big mustache or anything, but had a little goatee on his face, with a belt and a little bit of armor on his chest, with a belt that has this tear shape as well. Beside that one is another Sora, but a male, a tall one at that, holding. Does he have two spears? No, he has a spear, the same kind of thing as the other one, but this one showing his hand with another tear shape. The next figure is a small bird like the other one, with a tear on his foot. When both of them looked around and went into the room, Isugu turned around to look at if something is more behind, and there was. Another figure with a sword in front of him showing the sword, and the man also had closed eyes, looking like he had the Breath of the Wild tunic on. And Isugu realized these figures was the 4 champions and the 4 sages. Isugu realized this and looked at Zelda, who also realized that they were looking at star figures that is the 4 champions and the 4 sages. Isugu looked at the middle of this room where 2 coffins or two coffins lay with 2 stone figures on top. Both of them lay their hands on their side, but the other one is bigger. The other one has a male figure on the coffin. This was the grave of the previous hero, Link. The other one has the female with her hand on her chest, her hands on her stomach, and a dress similar as the star silhouette. This is this is the hero's princess. But in front of this statue, well, in the middle of these two statues is a platform with a four holders that looks like it's gonna hold an item. Both of them walk over to these chests and looks at them. Both of them are respectful, not touching it but looking at it. They looked at the platform and Zelda realized the shape, took out the Seeker's Slate and put it on the platform. After a few seconds they hear beep, 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 before it turned around to the other side, where the Seeker's Slate moves around, where the camera is looking away from both of them. The platform that holding the Seeker's Slate moves in front, where they can see a flat area. They can still hear that beeping sound when they hear click click before a screen-like thing pops up. After some few seconds of this slide, a video starts playing. They see, the chamber, but without the second coffin of the princess. There's a chair in front of the coffin. When the old lady walks over and sits down.
It's been a long time, but I know my time is coming. My name is Zelda. I have been alive for a long, long time. My dear husband, Link, died a while ago. 2 weeks ago. But I know my time is coming. I know I don't have long in this world. So I leave this message to the next hero and princess. I know the future may look bright or something else has changed. But the Triforce, when it shows up and you have to take it on, means that the evil hasn't disappeared. The evil one, the Demon King Ganondorf, when he tried to reincarnate, was his evil tried to reincarnate. It failed. It abandoned it. But we think the Demon King didn't abandon reincarnation. It may be around. It may find a new host. It will always be a Garota. That's what we have discovered. But my old age is catching up. And I know the tradition of the family will go on. Hello, Princess Zelda of the future. It may be a while before you accept it. If you found this place. But you have to do a lot with the new hero. You may be going a different route, but you must help him. I helped a lot with mine, but I also had to do something else. And that tore my heart apart, leaving him so many times to endless slumber for 100 years, to me disappearing for thousands of years before I returned to him in the present where he was. But I wanted to do this. When this recording is done, The wall will open and fabric will be there. Use it. Make your hero and your design. Make a hero's tunic for yours and make some clothes for that to you as well. Choose colors, what it represents your hero. Do great for the family, because I am proud no matter what. Use the fabric, all of it. You will choose the next one. I will start this tradition when the heroes and the princess awakens. The recording shut off, and the Sheikah Slate rolled around to Princess Zelda. Both of them stood in shock before Zelda went up and took the Sheikah Slate. When she took it off, the wall that projected the video went down in few pillars, one by one on each side. Both of them looked at each other and walked in. They could see fabric, a lot of it. They could see chain armor, protective barriers, boots, and how to make it, books how to make it, and everything. Both of them were shocked that the previous queen did this, or the previous princess did this. Well, it seems like you have a lot to do, huh? Oh, shut up! What? I just have to do. I know that was rude, I'm sorry. It was not rude, I understand. Well, better put it in here though. Do you think it's gonna hold? Yeah, I think so. After 10 minutes, you were right, that could hold a lot of things. Well, all of it actually. Huh, see how it is? Well, we should better get back. You're right. With this fabric, we can actually make some stuff that we can sleep alright in. You're probably right. That old, camp of the old you old shoot, the old Yiga clan, there it is, Yiga clan, the old Yiga clan, how that is a good house, but it still get kind of cold at night. I know, you kind of always go near me to keep warm. Not my fault it get cold. I didn't say it. Let's just go, you dumb oof. Dumb oof? What's that supposed to mean? Both of them went out to the chamber where the graves are. When they went to the other door, both of them turned around and bowed towards the grave. Thank you so much for all you've done. They looked up, but they see a glimmer of the previous hero and the previous princess holding hands and bowing towards them before they disappeared. Both of them smiled and walked out. Time skip 6 months. Another 6 months has passed. They have explored a lot of the depths. They have explored down to
explored under some cities. The beach city and the other city, what it's called. And to the Garuda Desert. It was a bit warmer there, but luckily they didn't run into a lot of. They did run into a lot of monsters. They also found these big ass statue one place near the castle. Well, under the Great Plateau. They found that statue that actually gave, well, some information about the deaths. Somehow they can talk to it. It gave information about the deaths. It was created by an old deceased race. They died out because they died out because of the humidity and the monster hunting them. They built the underground, but after they died and the Sora went down, they took and make statues of each race, and the race that built the depths built the light towers, but when the Sora disappeared, the light shut off. The previous hero went around in the depths, turning on the light sources. Both of them thanked that. Both of them was glad they got that information. Both of them had grown, and the hero's tunic that Deku got. I'm actually trying to draw that drawing. It's gonna be like the Tears of the Kingdom one, but I will definitely make some changes to it. But I still have to figure out how the arm fucking looks. Anyways, both of them were happy. Both of them are happy not happy with being down there, but they're happy with being with each other. They've grown a lot closer, actually. They have these awkward moments and everything when they're only 14 by now. They're only 14 by now. But right now, they're back at their, home. They're back at their home. Both of them was doing chores. Itsuku fixing some of their weapon they had picked up from these spirits. Then found some Royal Knight swords, Royal Knight's big sword, and spears. And some deku weapons and Garuda weapons. Sora and... Oh, sorry about that. And some Goro weapons and the other species. They have picked some weapons out from these statues that surround, these pillars that surround holding previous knights of Hyrule. Isugu is checking over their weapons with 25, seeing if they're in good condition to fight monsters off. They also found some other sources of food. There are these devs animals down here. That is good monster. It's not monsters, but they're animals that has of deers, rabbits, boars that fell down to the depths and actually survived. And they have made offsprings and everything. They looks different. Deers has this dark hue to them and sharp antlers. They have these glowing teal eyes and teal polka dots going from the head and down to the body, having a glowing tail. Boars also has these teal eyes and polka dots down their body, but they have sharper tusks and a little more faster, but not more durable than the overworld kind. Rabbits are also more has this feature, but a lot faster and can jump higher. But they can't hear well. Birds, there are also some birds down here, but they kind of look like normal birds, but they still have that dark hue to it with these polka dots. They're a lot slower and hit a lot, well, they're a lot slower than normal birds, but not a lot. They have also discovered more other of these monsters on these platforms. They have found these Gyptos kind of queen thing that's on one platform. There's also found this rocky sort of thing on one. There's also almost they got hurt a lot with this wind ice monster that was down there. Isugu got a scar from that one when he got hit by it. But luckily they escaped and Isugu has healed his scar. They have also made upgrades to Deku's arm. From the Sonai tech they got from the devs, they made some upgrades to it with health of 25. Deku has this, Deku has this ability of the... God, I have forgotten the name of that ability. Well, you know, the one that picks up items and lifts it up and down, and he also got weapon modification where he puts on items from monsters or items he found out in the wilderness where he can sit it on the weapons. But he prefer just having the normal weapons. He also found these fruit that explodes by accident. Explodes on the underground. First time he actually found one, he thought it was a weird sort of apple. So he picked one up and accidentally dropped it when he hit a stone. It exploded in his face, but he was fine afterwards. Alright, back to the scene. Isugu was checking out the bows. Zelda's bows. She had gotten a lot, by the way. A lot of different ones, but she preferred a sleek royal bow. By the way, the weapons don't actually break. The weapons don't break. He was checking on Zelda's bows and everything. They were fine. They still have some nicks and knacks from fights they have fought with monsters. But they have killed a lot of them. Blood Moon still happens though, so they have found out that it's been around 100 times Blood Moons has shown up over this year being underground. He put down the royal bow and walks out of there. Walks away from the smithing area where 25 is. He walks over and sees Zelda in their gardens. Luckily, Zelda was kind of into gardening, so she had watermelon, apple. Well, she also somehow had an apple tree down there. He asked once why the hell she even had one. She just said, I forgot I put it down there and never took it up again. They have some apples, but not a lot. She also had some carrots, some potatoes, radishes, onions on her. She looks absolutely stunning at the garden. When Isuku thought about it, he shook his head like, nope, nope, stop that, I don't want to hear it, mind, shut up. But when he walks over, he's asked Zelda a question. So, is some of them good to be farmed? She nodded as she was. There's also strawberries and some other kind of berries there. She nodded and took it up. We got some food that's already been grown. Some potatoes, onions, and some apples I could actually get. That's good. That's good. So, what do you think has happened on the surface right now? Well, I don't particularly know, but I'm still a little sad that Dad got manipulated. I know you're sad, Zelda, but we couldn't stop that prick Monoma, the dick Monoma, to manipulate your father. I just feel a little sad. Izuku went over and hugged Zelda. I know I have told you it's not his fault. Please forgive him when we probably get out of here. We don't have enough supplies to even get out. The old balloons we have found have some holes in it. What's even the clock? We've been up a little longer than we used to, right? Zelda put down the basket of potatoes and fruit and looked at the sugar slate. It was around, sunset. Both of them usually goes to sleep by then. Yes, it's almost time. Let's go to the house. Let's go to the tent. The tent is, one of the Yika clan's old place, but a little bit more modified. It has the same kind of interior, but there has been built out more towards. There's been a little more modification built out towards the circle area. Out towards the circle area place, but it's not in the circle. They've built this area where they cook, clean, and wash the dishes. And they have built some, took the table outside of the old Yiga tent and put it outside where they have their table with the seat and everything. But inside of the tent is a one bed they could make because they knew it's gonna be cold down here. And at the winter times it's get a little more colder, but not a lot. Down in the depths gets a little more colder, like they can feel it a lot. So they decided to screw two beds. They need to keep warm down here to survive. So they made one, and both of them, nothing that disgusting. Keep that out of your head, you little cretins, creeper swords. They were still 14. They're 14 right now. We're not gonna do that. They're not 20 or 18. Both of them went into the tent. Zelda put the fruits near the counter where they make food. They have eaten dinner usually. They have eaten dinner and everything. Zelda first went into the area where they sleep and put on her night clothes. It's just a p put on her. How do you say it again? Her night night pants and night shirt that has some insulation so she can keep warm. When she did that, she walked outside so Izuku could change into his night shirt and night pants. That's also kind of insulated. When both of them went over to the sink where they had some water on the side, both of them took out a steak they had made because they don't have toothbrushes down there. They found this sort of tree that's kind of have a good smell and actually helped to make a toothbrush. So, alright, so think of the opening of Danmachi where Belle and Hestia is brushing their teeth. That's sort of toothbrush I'm talking about. First season, in the intro, you can see Belle and Hestia brushing their teeth with a wooden toothbrush. That's sort of toothbrush they made. Both of them got ready and laid down into bed. Both of them tried to go to sleep, but Zelda had a question to him. Izuku was laying on the back, Zelda, cuddling up to him, and she asked a question. Izuku? Yeah. What are we, actually? What do you mean? I mean, we have been close for a long time. Like, a long years and everything. I would say our friendship is best friends, but I know we both have feelings for each other. And being down here, it made us closer, right? Yeah, it has. So, what am I to you? Your best friend, or am I your partner? Izuku thought about it. He knew that he has a crush on her. And everything. He knew that he truly did love Zelda for Zelda. Not Princess Zelda. Not the genius princess. But truly Zelda. After some few seconds, he hugged Zelda close to him. She was kind of shocked by this when she heard his voice. You, Zelda, are my partner. My partner of fighting, my partner of research on deaths, my partner in exploring the whole world. So I say, we are. But I also want to be some more things. My feelings towards you has gone really, it has grown a little with you. Thank you. Zelda leaned up to Izuku's face and kissed him on his cheek. Immediately, Izuku just start like his usual self, and Zelda just laughs. When she laid on his chest and he looked down upon her with a red face, she said, "But we're gonna wait a while for our relationship to grow even more. But I want you to be my partner for a long time as well." "Thank you." "You're welcome, Zelda." Both of them went to sleep. Another time skip. 6 months has passed. 6 months has passed since, well, both of them realized both of them loved each other. And what they have discovered is a lot. They have discovered divine beasts. Yes, the divine beast that was there was actually found in the Death's by Zelda. First of it was the Sora divine beast. When Zelda and Izuku walked into it, it proposed a challenge, awakening at the tablet, at the Sheikah Slate's activation of the divine beast. A challenge was exclaimed, but a voice was heard. "You are the next hero, are you not? My name is Mipha. I helped the previous hero with the great calamity Ganon. The divine beast has gone down to the depths to wait for the next hero to help. The sages has given the divine beast these crystals, the tears, the secret stone to power the divine beasts, so we could help the next hero. Complete my challenge, and my healing will help you on your journey." Give me a sorry about that. I just had to do something quick. So, they found the device beast of the Zoras, and Mipha, the spirit of Mipha, made a challenge to Deku and Zelda to defeat the Zora domain, or the Zora Beast Challenge. Instead of doing puzzles, instead of finding things, Zora had do a challenge. Complete each room and figure out how to get to that room. One puzzle lead to one room. The other room can add another puzzle after you defeated the monster or the enemy. Defeat the enemy, and you get more of a puzzle to the next one that you have to do to open the next door, and so forth and so on. Some of the Sonai robots was there also, but I'm not gonna explain the whole thing because that's gonna be complicated. Maybe I will tell the story in another video, but not right now. So, Zelda and Izuku defeated the challenge of Mipha. They also found the 3 others: the bird, the giraffe, and the lizard. Luckily, the lizard one was kind of outside of Death Mountain. So they were lucky they could get in. And there was some fireproof armor that matches Izuku. But he never did get into it. So yeah, Isugu gets the power of the 4 champions. Because I really did. I've heard of the champion being good, good instead of the sages. So yeah, and yes, the secret stone power up the divine beast when they found them in the depths. The previous holder of the previous, well, the previous holders of the secret stone. After Isugu beat every 4 of them, every single divine beast, he gets the power of them so they can protect. Well, he can use the power to help them. But he also got more information of the depths and the past. When the divine beast disappeared, after it was not confirmed if they went down in the depths because no one thought of it. But the Ganondorf, the Demon King, had influence after the castle was destroyed and the seal was kind of more released to the divine beast, took them under and hit them, so they could not use their power to defeat him. But after he got defeated, the beast was found in the depths by the hero. So every single sage helped out. But after the death of the hero and princess, the sages decided to give the secret stone to the divine beast to protect the stones and power up the divine beast. The spirits that was there, well, kept alive. They're sad they couldn't move. They did move on, by the way. The spirits did move on after Calamity Ganon disappeared, but a part of their spirit remained. They have their memories and everything, but a small part of them was there. After Deku defeated them, that part was laid to rest, but their power was given to Deku. Isugu and Zelda's relationship after that night they kind of got together, their relationship had gone closer and closer. Now they acknowledge that both of them are in a relationship together. Both of them was moving in the depths near, well, god damn it. Sorry, give me a second. Sorry about that. They were near the Garuda Desert, fighting off some monsters. They were just checking things out and doing everything else, seeing if there anything changes. But they felt something. But Isuku asked a question that he asked Zelda a long time ago. So I knew it. God damn it. Give me a second. God damn it, goddamn animal. Yeah. Sorry about that. Isuku asked a question to Zelda that she actually thought about this time. So, what do you think happened What do you think happened in Hyrule after we disappeared? Well, I don't actually know. Meanwhile, in Hyrule Castle, a year and a half happened since Izuku Midoriya and Princess Zelda fell down into the hole. Rescue parties could not get down there because they didn't have the technology. They didn't have the meaning and know if they're even alive. After the king broke out of the control of the quirk, he immediately warned the Monoma family to never step a foot, no matter what reason, on Hyrule, or they will be executed. They left, of course, but the Hero Commission that has Monoma's father as a high employee tried to raise hell in Hyrule. But every other country and every other heroes was fucking mad at them. The International Hero Commission punished them hard after this stunt. And the other race was also mad at the Japanese Hero Commission. But right now we're in the throne room, seeing the king with his head down and thinking about how to get Zelda and his prize and Zelda's childhood friend down, or even if they are alive. He sighs and looks up. He wishes that he could see his daughter again. See if she's alright, if she has grown anyway. He sighs but feels a hand on his. He looks beside him. His queen, Zelda's mother, Queen Zelda, because every single girl in the Hyrule family is named Zelda as tradition. Queen Zelda looks at her husband. My dear, I know it's been hard this year and a year since they both fell down. But please believe me, I know they're still alive. I just feel like I disappointed them. I don't think they will trust me anymore. I feel useless as a king. Dear, we have asked for help from other countries, but they are also afraid what they can do. I know. Maybe I should ask my dear friend for help. You mean him? Do you think that's wise, my darling? Do you think that's wise, dear? He is a little bit weird. He is not like other people with quirks. He isn't a person either. You're probably right. Contact him, see if he can help us. But we must be hopeful. Zelda and Izuku are strong. And we have a smart girl that can engineer everything. Do you not think she has built a grapple hook into that arm she gave him? You're probably right, my dear. I should trust you. She's alive, and he is protecting her. Down in the depths, Zelda thought about the question, but says they're probably the Monoma family is gone from Hyrule. If father broke out of the control, hopefully he did and punished them, maybe killed them. Yeah, that's probably a reasonable assumption. But we should probably head back. There's nothing here. Anyways, you're probably right. Isugu walks up to Zelda where she was standing by a vehicle they made. Well, Isugu made by his arm. He walks up beside her and just put his right hand around her waist and give her a kiss on the cheek. She blushes and says, "Hey!" I love when you do that, and you love it when I do that to you. When you do that to me, so that's fair. Fine. Damn idiot. I'm not an idiot, and you know it, Zelda. Fine. Let's just go back home. I truly think as well. Last time skip. 6 months later. At Hyrule. It's been 6 months since the king thought about his friend, Principal Nesu. When the king discovered that an animal named and that some people did experiment on Hyrule, a secret organization in Hyrule that would experiment on quirk animals, he immediately raised hell, defeated the organization, and banned them. Some of them even got executed for the upheaval of disgusting malpractice. But he also found a weird bear thing. When the animal spoke, he was curious about everything, and he was smart. The king helped the little animal to get smarter, calling him Nesu from the number he was given. The principal is a close friend to the royal family as well as the same closeness as Isugu was. Isugu actually has met Nesu once. But anyways, after Nesu was the principal of UA, they have still kept in contact, but not a lot of times. The king called in for Nesu's help to finally get down to the hole and discover what has been down there. Nesu arrived with some of his teachers and one class 1A. Well, they will be 15 at this point in time. Yeah. Class 1A. Arriving with some of his teachers. Aizawa, All Might, not President Mike. Aizawa, All Might, Snipe, and Class 1A. When they arrived, the king explained what happened 2 years ago. That his family, a friend of the family, went into the Korok forest, but before he could even do anything, he was manipulated by the Monoma family. The family friend and Zelda was led to a hole where they fell down. They don't know if they're alive or dead, but they want to make sure. But they didn't know how to get down there. They couldn't use air balloons because they don't know what was down there. They didn't know how to even get down there. So they asked, finally, for Nesu's help. Nesu organized this group because a lot of the Hero Core student has a lot of potential to get down in the depths. The king asked to be brought down with them. The queen as well. The queen is excellent. It is an excellent sword fighter. She even taught Isugu some stuff about swordplay. When they arrived at the hall, some of the class used their quirks to help the king. The class helped each other to get down in the depths. It took around 5 minutes to get down, but one of the students, named Izumi Midoriya, the brother of Isugu Midoriya, the sister of Isugu Midoriya, used her telekinesis to get the queen and king down with two guards. When they discovered the whole world of the depths, they were surprised. They were surprised by this, underworld of sorts. They looked around to see the roots, mine, and over to the Death Mountain area. The heroes looked around for any clues, any bodies or nothing. But there were not anything. The students looked around to help the teachers when one student, Uraga Ochako, found something on the wall. Principal, I think I found something. The principal and the teachers and student, the king, queen, and the guards went over to her. She explained that she sees a sort of hand-like, finger-like tear in the wall that went down some few meters. It seems like someone grabbed onto it and held on tight, breaking the wall down. That was a clue that Isugu definitely had something to help them. When all of them checked around, Aisawa found something near a tree. It was a stick with a light plant on it, hanging down on one side. When they spotted this, they knew those two are alive. Probably maybe are dead, but they will be hopeful. It seems like Isugu Midoriya and Princess Zelda fall down to the depths. Isugu both rescued them and they landed fine. It seems like this house was placed maybe a year or two ago. Maybe a year ago by now. Some of the plant life is growing on the stick, actually. So you mean that way? Yes. We must go that way. Follow the light source. It seems like we have to move a little faster. No. We are in unknown territory. Well, not unknown, Principal Nezu. What do you mean, Your Highness? There is this story about a story 3,000 years ago about an underworld under Hyrule. It spans under Hyrule to the Garuda Desert and to Death Mountain. But it was sealed up to protect anyone that fell down and died. The story was about the hero that lighted all up to defeat the Demon King. The story was interesting and a lot more helpful. When they all got ready, they moved out with the light source. A day of walking, they found a hole in a wall. They found a hole into the wall when they saw a place where it seems like a place where fighting, but nothing was there. well, a thing was there, but they didn't want to fight that thing. All of them climbed up to the hole and walked through it, following the light source. They followed the light into this circle-like thing. They could see a light root and this myth area thing. But the area looks like someone has been lingering there for a while. When they got down from the entrance, they looked around for 5 minutes before they heard some ruffling at the sort of house or tent sort of thing. What the hell is this noise out here? They heard a, well, sort of familiar voice to the queen, king, and Izumi. When they see a boy walk out from the tent with a sword on his back, and what they can see also a shield with a mechanical arm on his left side. This is Izuku Midoriya, and they knew it. He was older, but he was recognizable. Izuku stopped right in front of the people standing there. He knew a few of them: Izumi, the king and the queen, and Principal Nezu. He also sees fucking All Might here as a surprise thing. By the way, in this one, All Might didn't get injured as hard, so he can stay in the form for a couple of days. By the way, let me rephrase that. All Might didn't get injured, so he can stay in his buff form, and he looks more healthier. Izuku was shocked by this, but another voice was heard, more feminine one. Izu, is something wrong out there? Please don't tell me some monsters come here again. When the flap was opened again, they see a young woman in 15, with blonde hair that goes down to middle of her shoulder blades. Her hair is in a braid near her shoulders. A bow was on her back with a quiver. Now, I will try to draw it, so maybe I will draw it or not. Maybe I'll just find a costume. Maybe that's it. But hopefully I can get a design. I'm sorry if I'm not gonna do it, but what is going on out there? Never mind. Maybe I'm not. Hopefully I can make it. But Zelda has... You know what? I'll just find it. Give me. So I found a good design for Zelda, but I didn't find one for Link. So you must wait a while. I need to find something else. I need to find something, or just come up with another design, or just come up with something and put it together. I don't know. But you have to wait for that. I'll bring it up in the next episode or something. I will show you both the pictures. Next episode of this series. Anyways, when the king saw Zelda, he was shocked how she looked. And she looked beautiful. When he took a step forward, yeah, Izuku pulled out the Master Sword because he doesn't fucking know if he's still under control. He pulled out the Master Sword and put it and put it on the king. Prove that you're not fucking mind controlled. Right now. And this is actually where I'm gonna leave this episode off. It's kind of getting longer than it should be. So, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Good morning, goodbye, farewell, see you later. Have a lovely, 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 lovely day, my men and girls, and whatever the hell you are. Have a good day.